Hi guys, my name is Christine, and today I'm talking about imagine the feeling when you achieve everything. So there's a quote that I really love by David Goggins, and you see it sort of at the end of his first book, Can't Hurt Me. And it's all about what if, like what if, that quote there, what if. And what if is like, what if you achieve everything that you've ever wanted to achieve? What if you can actually pull this off? And I feel like asking that question is extremely motivational, especially when you've got people in your life that are perhaps saying to you that you can't do something. It's good to ask yourself, what if I can actually do this? What if I can actually pull this off? And I think that kind of question, asking yourself that, imagining that, is really, really powerful and can really help motivate you and push you forward. Like, what if I actually lose the weight? What if I create that business? What if I prove that person wrong? Whatever it may be for you, right? So just imagining that and asking yourself that question is really, really powerful. So I highly recommend that you do answer that question for yourself. Either pause the video right now and just sit there and think, what if I actually do this? What if I can actually achieve all of these things that I want? How amazing is that going to feel? How great am I going to feel about myself if I actually get over the mountain, get on top of that mountain, and just see how much hard work I've put in? And when I personally do this kind of exercise, it makes me feel really incredible. It makes me feel like I could take on the world, okay? So why is imagining the end result so motivational, okay? Because I think one of the reasons why is because it puts you in a really good feeling state. It puts you into the feeling, basically, of having it now. It puts you into the end result already, like you've already achieved it. That's why, thinking about the end result is so motivational, because you're thinking, going back to that David Goggins quote, which is, what if I can actually do this? How amazing is that going to feel? That's so motivational. And I think the reason why it is so motivational is because it puts you, so it kind of projects you into the future, and you can actually feel it, and it makes you want to work, because it makes you want to get from here to where you ultimately want to be in the future. Okay. So how can we do this then? So how can we get to where we want to be? So first of all, it's a good idea to know your goal, right? So it's a good idea to know what it is exactly you want. And if you did the what if question and ask yourself, what if I pull this off? What if I do this? Then you will, have an idea of what you want. So it could be losing a certain amount of weight, it could be earning a certain amount of money, having a certain kind of lifestyle. And the thing is that the boring thing is that you've got to work on those things every single day. And obviously the dream is amazing, the vision of what you want your life to be is amazing, but doing the actions to get there are sometimes a bit mundane, sometimes a bit tedious, and definitely repetitive. Okay, so it can, but that's the thing that's going to get you there, right? It's that tedious work, it's that work that is repetitive, that can sometimes feel really boring and mundane, that is going to get you there. So ultimately what you need to do is you need to realize that, hey, if I want to get to where I want to be, then I have to put in the work. Okay, and also I've got to fall in love with that process. I can't just fall in love with the dream. I have to fall in love with the repetitive things I'm going to have to do day in and day out in order to get there. Okay, I've got to fall in love with the journey, fall in love with the process. Okay, because that is the meat and potatoes that is going to get you to that goal, right? That's the thing that's going to work for you. Okay, now it's a good idea to sometimes, have a little bit of a sit down, have a little bit of a meditation, have a daydream to help motivate yourself again. Ask yourself that question, what if? What if I can actually do this? Because that will motivate you. And then those things that may seem mundane, those things that may seem repetitive will help you, right? Put on some motivational music. Listen to something motivational by like a motivational speaker. Listen to some David Goggins, right? Do that, right? And when you do that, that will help pump you up and help you get into the right frame of mind. Because sometimes when you're tired, you don't feel great. Today, the last few days, I've had like really bad back problems. Like I've got really bad lower back problems. Luckily, I'm in the process of going to a physiotherapist, and maybe I'll need a chiropractor, maybe I'll need a scan to find out what's going on. But I have this back issue, right? And it makes me not want to work. It makes me not want to do anything because it hurts, right? And it's painful. and I don't feel good a lot of the time, and I don't feel necessarily in the right frame of mind to do something, because when you've got this sort of pain and it's just been lasting, well, for me it's been on and off for years, it makes you feel miserable, right? You don't really want to do the things that you know you need to do because you're uncomfortable. And you might be lucky, you might not have any sort of issues right now, like physical issues or mental issues, or perhaps you've got something even worse than me, like perhaps you've got like some kind of horrible illness, maybe it's even a terminal illness or something like that. You may be going through something terrible. But when it comes to me, like, I know that I need to do what I need to do when I'm not feeling great. Obviously, sometimes if I'm actually physically ill, like I've got a cold or I've got the flu, I can't really do much then. But with something like this, I can actually kind of push through it and work through it. But ultimately, you might be having days where you don't feel great. You might have days where you don't want to do what you know you need to do. But if you do that and you push through, not only will it help you get further towards your goals, but it will also instill in you more mental strength to make you stronger, essentially. Because you've pushed through procrastination, you've pushed past whatever it is that may be ailing you today. Okay? And when you do that, you get closer to your goal and you also become stronger. And you're more likely to follow through in the future when times are a little bit easier, like when my back problem was gone, because the fact that I've continued to work throughout it, that's going to make me, feel, it's going to be it's going to be even more easier to do it on the easy days, right? So I hope that makes sense to you. Okay, so what you can do now that to help you really get into the mood, and you can pause the video after I've explained it to you, but physically, like, walk around, listen to some like music that's like really, motivational for you or inspirational to you, or maybe you want to listen to someone who gives a motivational speech or something that you really like. Listen to something, or and just walk around your apartment, your house, wherever kind of conditions you're living in, and just imagine that you have achieved your goal. Imagine what that's going to feel like. How would you walk? How would you move your body if you were totally confident and you totally made all of your dreams come true? All right, so pause the video right now and go and do that. Just walk around your room. Listen to something motivational. Listen to some motivational music that can help you feel and get into that frame of mind. Okay, do it for like 5 minutes or so. Okay, so pause the video now. Okay. Now, hopefully you're back. Hopefully you feel really good. Hopefully you feel really motivated. If you haven't done that, please go and do that. Just walk around and maybe even do a bit of exercising or something, and just imagine what it would feel like if you achieved the goal. But if you've already done it, well done. You've done your little motivational exercise for today, and hopefully it keeps you in a good frame of mind for the rest of the day. Okay, so please go and do that if you haven't done it, but if you have, well done. Good job. Okay, so there's a quote that I really like by Einstein, I believe. And I'm going to paraphrase it a little bit because I don't think I've got it quite right. But he said something like, imagination is everything. It is the preview of life's coming attractions. So if you can imagine something for yourself, if you can imagine yourself doing something, it is very likely that you will actually be able to do it because you can imagine yourself doing it. Whereas if you can't imagine yourself doing something, whereas if you find it hard to believe something for yourself, then it's going to be a lot more difficult for you because you cannot see yourself doing it. But if you can imagine and you can see yourself doing something, it's very likely that you will be able to achieve it. Okay, sometimes you may lose a little bit of belief in yourself. Sometimes you can get knocks in life. I have had some recently. Obviously, I've got this horrible lower back issue. But also in the summer, I had a miscarriage and I lost my baby. And that was incredibly painful and made me lose a bit of faith in myself, the things that I personally believe in. It really shook my own faith in certain things. And it made me kind of lose my confidence a little bit in certain areas and in a lot of areas. Right? And when you've got like a lower back issue as well, like me, and you're in pain all the time, or you're uncomfortable all the time, that's also really difficult as well. And it can, again, knock the confidence, and it's knocked my confidence again, right? So I've had a few things that have going on that have just really kind of, it's just been terrible, really, I guess you could say. And it's very difficult to, sometimes believe that you can achieve the things that you want when you've been going through a really tough time. So I understand and I empathize with anyone out there who is going through a tough time. Just know that I'm with you, and even though our pains may be different, know that you can, and I believe in you. You can change your life. You can achieve your dreams, okay? And if you're having a trouble with believing that you can do something, just keep imagining it. Just keep on daydreaming about it. What might be a good idea to make it more realistic for you is to write down what your goal is, and then write down a list of why you can achieve that, and what are the things that you can do to achieve that and to make that dream possible for yourself. Right? And if you do that, if you write that down, that hopefully that will give you a bit of more belief in yourself. It's a practice that I'm trying to implement into my own life as well. So thank you so much for watching. Thank you, and I should talk to you again very soon. If you'd like coaching with me, then please go to www.christineloveridge.com, and I shall talk to you again very soon. Goodbye, guys.